Welcome to the Art of Dress. Today we're going to look at the influence of style on colors. So thank you so much for coming and thank you for subscribing. Here we have Princess Diana. As you may remember, she is grape earth coloring, and it was very common to see her wear this color in her outfits because she had a really beautiful sense of color. So let me explain to you what she's doing and why she does what she does. So to start with, here is the Grape Earth palette. Now, just to be fair, the style color here is elaborate romantic, not refined classic. But the other colors are the same because this is a standard wheel. And the color we're focusing in on is the Grape Earth on the far right because that is her prime color. Now the other colors at the top follow the rules of the prime color. And that's really what we're focusing in on right now, the prime color and the prime neutral. Another series we'll have to look at alternate colors. So what is the first influence and the most important influence is the influence of style. So here you see a yin-yang style wheel. So the reason that it is not showing you the yin-yang, besides the fact that I didn't draw that, is because I have turned it slightly to the right. And this allows me to make the bisecting line right in the middle. So at the top, you see you see at the very top right, you see the true romantic. And going straight down from true romantic, you see true gammon, and then you see the true classic symbol right in the center bisected, and that's true classic omega. And so then on the outside, you see refined gammon, you see refined classic, you see refined natural, and at the very close to the bottom, you see refined dramatic. So those are all the styles where the influence of the style is to make the colors more intense. And on the other side, you see all the styles where the influence is for the colors to be less intense or lighter. And so that would include the elaborate romantic, elaborate gammon, elaborate classic, elaborate natural, true dramatic, true natural, and true classic alpha. So the other thing I want to show you about the color wheel is to help you understand something else. So this is an element color wheel, also known as a prime color wheel, because every color on the outside is a prime color. And this is showing you the neutrals as well. So that's because I want to look at the prime color and the neutral and how this style influence affects it. But the other thing you can see here is if, let's say you look at the grape and you say, I want to see a warmer version of grape, that means it's going to go towards red or towards plum, will be a warmer grape. And a cooler grape would be towards blue or towards violet. That will be a cooler blue, a cooler grape. And that works for any color at all. So I'll show you that as we go through because it can be confusing and this is a way to look at it. So let's go on to Princess Diana. Now here Princess Diana is wearing another amazing purple outfit. So this shows you, first of all, a very intense purple because she is refined classic. And so all of her colors, at least for her element colors, she's always going to have the influence of them being more intense. Now, another thing that's happening here is that you'll notice that this purple is very clear. And why is that happening? Why is she drawn towards this very clear purple? And that is because she is architectural. And the influence of architectural is that they're always looking for more clarity in the colors. And then what about coolness and warmth? Well, the influence of architectural is to look for warmth in the colors, always warmth. And so here you see a purple that's not tending towards blue at all. it's tending towards a little bit towards pink or towards a plum, so a little bit warmer. And this was typical because she had such a good sense of color. So now let's go on to, here we have Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is True Natural. So the influence of True Natural on colors is to go lighter in the colors. So you will see this right off the bat. This is a very typical purple for her to wear, and you can see that it's so light that you almost think this is an air color. And you can also see the lightness even in the navy stripe that is in with this color. So this is the lightness of the True Natural. The other influences of come from her artistry, and her artistry is composite. So the influence of composite artistry is for the colors to be more the exact opposite of architectural, more muted and also cooler. And this applies to all of their colors, cooler and more muted. So you can see that not so much in the grape. The grape is a pretty true grape, but the navy is quite cool. And we'll look at that again in her other colors. So here's Princess Diana again in navy. And you can see that this navy is light. It is not particularly light. It is, for wearing the lightest of the navies, it's a pretty strong navy. And then you can see the trim on the pocket, and that's a pretty clear color. So the influence of her, for her style, is more apparent here. It's not a really warm navy, it's a pretty true navy, but it is also definitely a darker navy from the influence of her Fine Classic. Darker than what you would expect because she wears the lightest of the navies. And now going on to Jamie Lee, and here you see a really light navy. And that, of course, is the True Natural coming through. And it's also cool. It's not a warm navy at all, or it's not even a true navy. It's quite, and also very muted. So these are the influences of artistry that you can see and that you will want to look for yourself. And of course, this will also show up on the website when we get to color, and all of the influences will be there for you, for your artistry and for your style. And on that subject, I am filling out learn information every week, and I'm also adding a discover post at this moment every week. So next week we'll move on to watercolors, and we'll start with the violet blue water, and that will be, it's really a purple, it's a periwinkle, but people know it as violet. So thank you very much for coming, and thank you again for subscribing. And until next week, please take care.